Hey there, all my PopCon peeps. Magic Man Rusty here, and welcome to this live streaming episode of The Magnificent Seven. To celebrate PopCon Indy's 7th anniversary, we spend 7 minutes with members of our PopCon family, and family is exactly what we're talking about tonight. Joining us in the PopCon, let me start again.
Sure.
This is not, I should have retyped this out. I'm going to try this again. I'm trying to do this off the cuff here. 3, 2, 1. Hey there, all my PopCon peeps. Magic Man Rusty here, and welcome to this live streaming episode of The Magnificent Seven. To celebrate PopCon Indy's 7th anniversary, we like to spend 7 minutes with members of our PopCon family, and no one is more so a member of the family than our guest tonight. Joining us in the PopCon corral this evening, a lady whose size of her heart is inversely proportional to her height. I'm your host, Rusty Emmerman, and our Magnificent Seven with PopCon's own KJ begins right now. Hey, how you doing, Shorty?
Hi, I'm great. Yeah, 4'11 3/4, baby.
Is that what is it again for exactly?
4'11 3/4. I could not get one more quarter inch.
You know, I learned in science class in high school that if you lay down, you can actually gain like half an inch because you don't have gravity working. So I would measure yourself that way and get a little bit. So let's talk about all the stuff you're doing. First of all, you're a little Miss Hotshot YouTuber there, aren't you? With your Kinda Nerdy Girls. Tell us about that. For those who don't know.
Yeah, I would. Well, I wouldn't say I'm a hotshot, but I grew up very nerdy and I didn't have a lot of friends. So I started a podcast and made some friends, and it's been great. So the Kinda Nerdy Girls, it just so happens that we're a panel of 5 girls who talk about all the nerdy stuff from, we were just talking about Defending Jacob. We were talking about Big Time Rush, and we talk about Star Wars and Marvel and you name it.
I have so many questions here. First of all,
yes.
You grew up very nerdy. Then why isn't it Very Nerdy Girls instead of Kinda Nerdy Girls?
2 reasons, Rusty.
Okay.
One, because we want people who aren't like super nerdy to be able to listen to our show and have fun.
Yeah.
So we're not the people that are going deep into like canon, and you can listen to our show, and if you don't know anything about Star Wars, still have fun listening to the conversation.
Gotcha. Okay, good. And then what's the second reason? 2
is because you can't be kinda nerdy without being kind. And the most important thing about our show is that everyone is welcome. It's a community. We do a lot of events. We call them kind and nerdy events where we raise money to help kids and pets. It's all sort of part of giving back and showing the world that, nerds are cool and nerds are nice.
Yes. Well, that first of all, I love that. I think nerds have always been nice, and just over the past 10 years or so, people understand how cool we really are.
Yeah.
So another thing I thought was interesting, you said you didn't have any friends, so you got a podcast to make friends. Most people get a pool or a pony. You get a podcast. That's very creative.
Yeah, well, I found some girls who it just so happened that I was, talking a lot more about being nerdy, and a girl would come up to me and be like, "Hey, I really like gaming. I play Call of Duty. I love your show." And I'm like, "Come on it. Like, let's talk about it." So yeah, it's really grown organically, and we're a group of friends. And it's nice to be a nerd with friends.
Right. So because you're kind nerds, you're also very, very active with animal adoptions. So tell us a little bit about that. There we go.
Yes, absolutely. In addition to the Kinda Nerdy Girls podcast, I am the kitty correspondent for Pet Pals TV, which is a nationally syndicated show. We're on in 28 markets.
Wow.
And my job is to seek out specifically positive, powerful media about cats. I have 5 cats. Since I didn't grow up with friends, I grew up with a lot of cats. I should point out that I have a husband. I'm not a crazy cat lady. I do have a husband along with my 5 cats.
Who's alive? You haven't made him disappear or anything?
He's downstairs making me a steak dinner right now.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, just, recently during the pandemic, people became familiar with another crazy cat lady. I'm just making sure people know that you are not like that at all.
That is not me. And as a matter of fact, I watched 3 minutes of that show and was like, I can't. They're good at no. I can't watch them do this to big cats. I love cats of all shapes and sizes. So I try to not only bring out the fun of owning cats, and obviously our show covers all pets, but also the need for adoption and the need for spay and neuter. Because in the work that I do, I see how many cats end up homeless, how many kittens are born that we don't have any place for. And so my goal is to spread the positivity about what it's like to have a cat in hopes that more people will adopt and more people will get their pets spayed and neutered.
So those kittens can find their forever home. That's the key.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's exactly right. Okay. So other kindness, Make-A-Wish Foundation. Oh my goodness. Are you trying to buy your way into heaven? What do you do with the Make-A-Wish Foundation?
I started working with Make-A-Wish in my radio career. I've been with them a long time. We do a request-a-thon on ZPL here in Indianapolis, and it is to grant the wishes of children with critical illnesses. So as I moved on to podcasting and my convention life and being a full-on nerd, the thing I took from my radio career was I kept Make-A-Wish because I love it so much.
Right. I can't imagine how wonderful that is. And the Wish Heroes campaign is kind of under that umbrella of Make-A-Wish. Is that right?
Yes, it is. So this summer, at a time when wishes are waiting, and the true heart of the wish, what we are trying to do for a child with a critical illness is give them hope. Hope is, to us, hope is essential. It's what these kids need because no matter what's happening, the pandemic, the social justice that's going on, everything that's happening, these kids still have to have treatments. These kids are still missing out on what most kids consider just normal life.
Right.
And so to give them hope during this time, who better to do that than heroes? So I am a team captain. I have about 40 Wish Heroes, and I invite anyone who's ever wanted to dress up and get on their social media and say, I'm being a hero for Wish Kids, to join me this summer in working on granting wishes and helping these kids who are waiting to go to Harry Potter World or to meet Chewbacca or, to have
and
a
the
pool.
Knight and the Millennium Falcon.
Oh my gosh, it's all so cool. And we get to dream along with them. In addition to being a Wish Hero, you can be a Wish Granter, which is our volunteer program where you literally get to go from start to finish in a journey with a child, figuring out what their wish is, helping them imagine it, to throwing the party when it happens.
How amazing is that, right?
It's the coolest volunteer experience you could ever have. And these kids stay with you. They become a part of your life.
Of course they
it's
do.
Just being a part of the Make-A-Wish mission is incredibly humbling and incredibly inspiring. And the second that I think I can't do this, I think about a Wish kid who's doing so much more than I am right now.
Right.
They're amazing.
Right. Well, you mentioned making him a part of your life. You have been a part of the PopCon life for quite a while. We met the first time actually last summer, didn't we?
Yes.
So speaking of summers, July 10th through the 12th, it's the virtual event, PopCon Virtual. You're going to get a whole lot more information about that. And by the way, I just got some news. Some of the guests are on board, or should we say online, to do some virtual things. Don't tell anybody. That's kind of a secret. All right, let's get into some fun questions here. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? Go.
Mint chocolate chip.
Okay, that's passable. Your first car.
Do you judge me for this? Okay.
Yeah. What's your first car? First car
first car was a Corsica.
Really?
Yes. You want to know the car I learned to drive on?
Sure. What about that one?
That was a big blue station wagon with the wood paneling.
If you can drive that, you can drive anything.
Oh, yeah.
That is the Millennium Falcon.
Yes, it is.
I don't know how quickly we can make the Kefla run, but it will. All right. So everybody, you're married, as you pointed out, and most married couples, especially the nerdy ones, have they call them different things, but the hall pass. You've got. So who's number one on your hall pass list?
Oh, Look at that right there, Mr.
Uh,
Captain America. And there's a picture. Look at this. So, yeah, Chris Evans.
Chris
Chris
Evans,
Evans.
he's your number one hall pass guy.
He is.
You like him as Cappy, as Steve Rogers' best then?
Yeah, so I grew up with Captain America, the comic books and all. He was always my favorite, and I got really nervous when they announced, what feels like a lifetime ago, that the guy that played Johnny Storm was going to be Captain America.
Yeah.
They're such different characters, but Chris Evans has embodied everything that is Steve Rogers, and
he's fantastic. When you panned over, I saw a little bit of Black Widow there too. I thought, really?
But you know what? But I think I would get a pass for Black Widow as well. I'm pretty sure he'd be good with that.
Hanson's like number 3 or 4 on that list. Yeah.
Yes,
exactly.
yes, for sure.
Oh, good choice. I appreciate that. Really do. Okay, we've already talked about the pets, of course. Who was your hero? Well, I guess Captain America was your hero as a child. I should probably read these before I.
That's all right. Well, I mean, honestly, I would say Captain America was my favorite comic book hero, but Princess Leia is my hero of all heroes.
Yeah.
Right? She's everything. As a matter of fact, the picture above Chris Evans, that is Carrie Fisher.
Okay.
They're my two faves.
Yeah, no, you're right. She really kind of was the hero of that whole saga, wasn't she?
Yes.
All right. Any phobias that you have?
I am terrified of bridges. I do not like walking over bridges, driving over bridges. I went to Martha's Vineyard once, didn't realize it was a drawbridge, and my friends had to force me to go back over it. I thought I was just going to live on Martha's Vineyard for the rest of my life.
Okay, maybe
because I hate it that much.
Maybe the Florida Keys are not for you. I'm just saying.
No. No.
Have you through Radio PopCon and your other adventures, have you had a chance to meet any one of your crushes?
Well, I've had a chance. Obviously, Chris Evans. I work with celeb photo ops, and so I've had a chance to work with him a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah, he's great. And I actually, the longest crush I've had in my life is Nathan Fillion from Firefly. He's Castle.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Captain Mal from Firefly. He's the only celebrity I've ever accidentally met, and I was the hot mess that you would expect. Yeah. He came to town for the Indy 500 one year, and I got a notification that he tweeted, and he was at the Indy 500, and I screenshotted it and sent it to my husband and said, "Divorce is imminent." And no lie, 10 minutes later, he walked up. I was sitting at a bar downtown getting ready for the 500 Festival Parade.
Yeah.
And he walked up right next to me. And I was like, Nathan Fillion.
Did I show you the text I just sent my husband?
Right. So then we took a picture together and sent that one to my husband. And
oh,
he was like,
yeah, no wonder he's downstairs making a steak for you right now.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So other than obviously gourmet meals prepared by your husband, who's desperate to keep your attention, what's your favorite junk food when you're just when you're vegging out?
Oh gosh, I am a huge fan of. I'm a big fan of the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Okay.
But they have come out with the dark chocolate Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, and that's a whole new level.
I'm gonna have to try that. Okay, so do you like your Reese's Peanut Butter Cup room temperature, chilled in the refrigerator, or frozen in the freezer?
I want it to be in the refrigerator, and I like the miniatures. I feel like the miniatures they're the right ratio.
I was just having a conversation with a friend last night, and we agreed. The novelty Reese things, the Christmas and pumpkins, those aren't right. The Easter eggs are not right. The miniatures have the best ratio, and it's all about ratio.
I disagree.
Okay,
thank you.
This is why we're friends, Rusty.
Hopefully this is America, where Chris has the right to be wrong.
That's right.
Okay, so I was going to ask if you know how to cook, but clearly the husband's doing that, and it sounds like you have this all figured out. So
I have nothing figured out, Rusty. Really? I fake it very well.
Well, keep it up. You're doing great. I'm going to see you at PopCon here in just a couple of weeks. I'll be seeing you. I won't be shaking your hand or hugging you this year, unfortunately, but I will be seeing you. We're going to have a blast. Is there anything you want to say to the PopCon fans out there before we push off into the great good night?
I'm really excited to be, seeing everybody again. And I feel like in some ways with this virtual space, we're going to be able to do more things together
Yeah.
and have more experiences as a community. So I'm really pumped for what we're going to be doing and everything that, that Carl and Chris and everybody are doing. There's going to be so many cool experiences that I feel like it will be the next best thing that we could possibly have.
It will certainly open doors that we didn't have with a real, I don't know to say an in-person,
Yes.
a pragmatic convention. It will allow some things. I think ultimately people would like to go and get their picture taken with their favorite celebrity,
Correct.
Evans or Carrie Fisher, whomever. Yeah, obviously that's the best. But nature's kind of given us lemons, and we are making upside down lemon meringue cake, I think.
Yeah, and I feel like even some of the ideas that we've been tossing around will be things that we could still implement. Yeah, that we would have never thought of had we not been sitting around with nothing else to do but think of crazy ways to still have a PopCon.
All right, so you know what? In to show complete diversity, Chris, what do you think is the best ratio then for the Reese peanut butter cup?
Oh no.
Let's see.
Definitely the Christmas tree.
No, the Christmas tree is the worst. Oh.
Okay? So Carl, I think Carl is with us. Is that right, Carl? Is that what I got? Carl is with. Yes. Okay, that's correct. Right.
All right.
So Chris apparently really likes that very sugary peanut butter on the inside.
Yeah.
But I think it's got to be a mixture. And I didn't realize. My friend told me last night that Reese came up with their own version of peanut butter. Did you ever, for a short term, did you know this? And
no.
I guess it was terrible because it was the kind of peanut butter like that's inside the. So imagine spreading that gritty. That's
no
candy, but not. Okay.
No, we can't. Someone has to get control of Chris.
He needs.
I'm going to bring the dark chocolate peanut butter miniatures for you to try when we do this PopCon thing, and we're not sharing with Chris.
You got it.
Okay.
Perfect. A date. It's a date. It's a date.
All right.
Well, hopefully I'm somewhere on that hall pass list because I don't want to get beaten up or anything. You have been a joy. I can't wait to see you and eventually see you in person again. It's such a pleasure to work with you. I feel like I'm surrounded with great people who just kind of pull me along, and thank you for that.
You know what? Last year was sort of my first PopCon where I was moderating and things like that, and you were so awesome to me. You really helped me along and supported me, and I'm just so excited to be doing this with you again.
Well, that's very sweet. Yes, we're a good team, I think. All right, so all of that done, we are going to push off then. I will see you and all of you out there, all you PopCon people, will see you in just a couple of weeks. Once again, that is July 10th to the 12th for the V convention, the virtual convention, and it's going to be blessed. So until then, all my friends, live long and prosper.